When it comes to outsmarting everyone else, one of the most powerful yet overlooked tools at your disposal is the ability to master perception. This isn't just about what you see. It's about understanding how others see you and how to strategically align both perspectives. It's the art of seeing the chessboard of life, not just your next move. It's about becoming a strategist, someone who doesn't merely act, but orchestrates. Think about it. Most people operate on autopilot, reacting to situations as they come. They're caught in the whirlwind of their emotions, their assumptions, and their habits. But what if you could rise above that? What if instead of reacting, you anticipated? Mastering perception is the key to moving from a reactive state to a proactive state. It's the ability to see patterns others miss, to connect dots they overlook, and to use that knowledge to create outcomes that seem almost magical to those who don't understand the game. Imagine you're in a negotiation. The average person walks in thinking about what they want. A master of perception walks in thinking about what the other person wants, how they see the situation, and how to bridge the gap between the two. They read body language, they listen to the tone of voice, and they pick up on the unspoken cues that reveal the other person's deeper motives. In doing so, they don't just negotiate, they orchestrate and they guide the conversation in a way that feels natural yet leads to their desired outcome. But mastering perception isn't just about understanding others, it's also about understanding yourself. Most people are trapped by their own blind spots. They cling to their opinions, their beliefs, and their way of doing things, even when it doesn't serve them. Outsmarting others means having the courage to challenge your own perspective. It means asking yourself, what am I missing? What assumptions am I making? How can I see this differently? This level of awareness takes practice. It's not something you achieve overnight. It requires you to step back, to pause, and to observe. It requires you to become both the player and the observer of your own life. And it requires you to develop the discipline to act on what you see, even when it's uncomfortable or counterintuitive. Now, let's talk about how others see you. Perception isn't just about what's going on in your head. It's also about the image you project to the world. Whether you like it or not, people are constantly forming opinions about you based on what they see, hear, and experience. And here's the kicker. Their perception of you will often determine the opportunities you get or don't get. So how do you influence this? Start by becoming intentional about how you show up. Are you someone who radiates confidence and competence, or do you come across as unsure and unprepared? Do you communicate with clarity and purpose, or do your words get lost in the sea of vagueness? Every interaction you have is an opportunity to shape the way others see you, to build trust, and to position yourself as someone worth listening to, learning from, and following. But there's a deeper layer to this. Outsmarting others means going beyond the surface and tapping into authenticity. People can sense when you're faking it. They can tell when your words and actions don't align. True mastery of perception comes when you can project a version of yourself that is not only compelling, but also genuine. It's about finding the intersection between who you are and who you need to be to achieve your goals. So here's the challenge. Stop seeing life as a series of isolated events and start seeing it as a dynamic system of interconnected parts. Look for the patterns, understand the players, anticipate the moves, and above all, take control of how you perceive and are perceived. Because when you do that, you stop playing by the rules everyone else is stuck in and you start writing your own. That's how you outsmart everybody else. Outsmarting others isn't just about being the smartest person in the room. It's about how you navigate emotions, yours and those of others, and how you adapt to the ever-changing world around you. Emotional intelligence and adaptability are two keys that, when mastered, set you apart in ways most people can't even comprehend. These two traits aren't just complementary, they are synergistic. Together, they form a foundation that allows you to thrive in any environment, no matter the challenges you face. Let's start with emotional intelligence. The ability to understand and influence emotions is a superpower. Why? because emotions drive decisions. People like to think they're rational beings, but the truth is emotions are the silent architects of their choices. If you can tap into what someone is feeling, if you can connect with them on a deeper level, you can guide their actions in a way logic alone never could. It's not manipulation, it's alignment. It's about creating a space where people feel understood, respected, and valued, because when they do, they're more likely to trust you, follow you, and support you. But emotional intelligence isn't just about others. It starts with you. It's about recognizing your own emotional triggers and learning how to respond rather than react. It's about cultivating self-awareness so you can make decisions from a place of clarity, not chaos. Think about the last time you were angry or frustrated. How much of your energy did you waste on things you couldn't control? Now imagine redirecting that energy toward solutions, toward creativity, toward progress. That's the power of mastering your emotions. Now, let's pair that with adaptability. In a world that's changing faster than ever, the ability to adapt is no longer optional, it's essential. The rules of the game are constantly shifting, and if you cling to old ways of thinking, you'll get left behind. The most successful people aren't those who avoid change, but those who embrace it. They see change not as a threat, but as an opportunity. They ask themselves, what's next? How can I position myself to not just survive, but thrive in this new reality? Adaptability is about being flexible, but it's also about being proactive. It's about anticipating what's coming and preparing for it before everyone else does. It's about staying curious, staying open, and staying hungry. The moment you think you've arrived, the moment you get comfortable, is the moment you start falling behind. To outsmart others, you must remain a lifelong student. Always learning, always evolving. And here's the beauty of combining emotional intelligence with adaptability. Together, they make you unstoppable. When you understand emotions, you can navigate relationships with ease, whether it's building alliances, resolving conflicts, or inspiring others to take action. And when you're adaptable, you can pivot in the face of uncertainty, turning obstacles into opportunities and challenges into stepping stones. Imagine being in a high-pressure situation. Most people would either crumble under the weight of their emotions or cling stubbornly to a plan that's no longer working. But someone who has mastered these two keys approaches the situation differently. They remain calm and composed, not because they're unaffected by the pressure, but because they know how to manage it. They read the room, adjust their strategy, and find a way forward that others couldn't see. Now, this isn't just theory. It's a skill set you can develop. Start by practicing self-awareness. Take time to reflect on your emotions, your patterns, and your triggers. Then work on your relationships. Listen more than you speak. Seek to understand before trying to be understood. And finally, embrace change. Challenge yourself to step out of your comfort zone, to try new things, and to view setbacks as opportunities to grow. When you master emotional intelligence and adaptability, you gain an edge that few can match. You become someone who not only survives the storm, but thrives in it. Someone who doesn't just play the game, but rewrites the rules. And that's how you outsmart everybody about luck or even raw intelligence. It's about developing a set of skills and mindsets that allow you to see, think, and act differently. Three of the most powerful keys to achieving this are mastering perception, emotional intelligence, and adaptability. Together, they form a trifecta that equips you to not only stay ahead of the competition, but to redefine the game entirely. Let's begin with perception. This is about seeing beyond the surface, understanding not just what's happening, but why it's happening. Most people move through life reacting to what they see in front of them, never realizing they're only catching a fraction of the full picture. When you master perception, you begin to see patterns others miss. You start noticing the motives behind actions, the opportunities hidden within challenges, and the connections that others overlook. But perception isn't just external, it's also internal. It's about being aware of your own blind spots, challenging your assumptions, and constantly refining how you view the world and yourself. The ability to master perception also influences how others see you. In every interaction, you're being evaluated, whether it's by a potential employer, client, or even a friend. Their perception of you determines the level of trust they place in you and the opportunities that are willing to give you. By being intentional about how you show up, your words, actions, and energy, you can influence that perception to your advantage. It's not about being fake. It's about aligning how you present yourself with the impact you want to make. Layering on top of perception is emotional intelligence. This is where you step into the deeper understanding of human behavior. While mastering perception lets you see the patterns, emotional intelligence gives you the tools to navigate them. People are driven by emotions far more than they are by logic. Understanding this allows you to connect with others in ways that are genuine and impactful. It's about listening not just to what's being said, but to what's being felt. It's about knowing when to push and when to pull back, when to empathize and when to challenge. At the core of emotional intelligence is self-awareness. To influence others effectively, you must first master yourself. This means recognizing your own emotional triggers and learning how to respond rather than react. It's about using your emotions as a guide, not a ruler. When you can stay calm under pressure, communicate with clarity, and act with purpose, you set yourself apart as someone who can be relied on in any situation. Now combine that emotional mastery with adaptability and you become virtually unstoppable. The world is in constant flux. Markets change, trends shift, and what worked yesterday might not work today. Many people resist change, clinging to what's familiar, even as it becomes obsolete. But those who thrive are the ones who embrace change, who see it as an opportunity rather than a threat. Adaptability is the ability to pivot without losing momentum, to experiment without fear of failure, and to remain curious and open to new ideas. Adaptable people are the ones who learn faster than everyone else. They don't get stuck in rigid plans or outdated ways of thinking. Instead, they stay flexible, adjusting their strategies based on new information and circumstances. This doesn't mean they lack focus. It means they're focused on the goal, but fluid in their approach. Whether it's adapting new technologies, entering unfamiliar markets, or even reinventing themselves, adaptable individuals always find a way forward. Imagine how powerful it is when these three keys, perception, emotional intelligence, and adaptability, work together. You see the world more clearly, understanding not just what is, but what could be. You navigate relationships with ease, building trust and influence wherever you go. And you thrive in the face of uncertainty, turning challenges into opportunities and setbacks into setups for your next move. If your mind moves over an F, it doesn't go over right away. Everyone else isn't just about being intelligent or talented. It's about cultivating a mindset and skill set that put you in a league of your own. It's about seeing what others don't, connecting with people on a deeper level, adapting to change without hesitation, and turning even the smallest resources into massive results. These four keys, perception, emotional intelligence, adaptability, and resourcefulness, work together to create a powerful foundation for unparalleled success. The first key, perception, is all about awareness. It's the ability to see beyond the obvious, to understand not just what's happening, but why it's happening. People often get caught up in the surface details, missing the bigger picture. But when you master perception, you start noticing patterns and trends others overlook. You understand motives, anticipate moves, and position yourself ahead of the curve. It's not just about observing, it's about connecting the dots in ways that others can't. This gives you a strategic advantage, whether you're negotiating, solving problems, or creating opportunities. Also, perception also influences how others view you. In every interaction, people form judgments, often subconsciously, based on what you project. To outsmart others, you must become intentional about how you're perceived. This doesn't mean being inauthentic. It means aligning your presence, communication, and actions with the results you want to achieve. Whether you're leading a team, making a pitch, or simply building a relationship, the way you're perceived can open doors or close them. Once you've mastered perception, emotional intelligence comes into play. This is your ability to understand, manage, and influence emotions, both yours and others. Emotions drive decisions, yet most people are unaware of this powerful force. Emotional intelligence allows you to connect with people on a level that goes beyond logic. It's about empathy, listening deeply, and creating a sense of trust and understanding. But emotional intelligence starts within. It requires self-awareness, knowing your own triggers, strengths, and weaknesses. It's about responding thoughtfully instead of reacting impulsively. When you can manage your emotions, you stay calm under pressure, communicate with clarity, and make decisions from a place of strength rather than fear. This not only builds confidence, but also earns the respect and trust of those around you. Next is adaptability, the ability to thrive in a world of constant change. The world doesn't stand still, and neither can you. Those who resist change get left behind, while those who embrace it stay ahead. Adaptability means being open to new ideas, learning quickly, and pivoting when necessary. It's about viewing challenges as opportunities to innovate and grow. Adaptable people aren't afraid to experiment. They understand that failure is not the opposite of success, but a step toward it. They learn from setbacks, adjust their approach, and come back stronger. This flexibility allows them to stay relevant and resilient no matter what comes their way. Whether it's adopting new technologies, entering unfamiliar markets, or shifting strategies, adaptability ensures you're always moving forward. Finally, there's resourcefulness, the ultimate key to outsmarting everyone else. It's not about having the most resources. It's about making the most of what you have. Resourcefulness is the ability to think creatively, to solve problems with limited tools, and to turn obstacles into stepping stones. It's about finding solutions where others see none, using ingenuity and determination to achieve your goals. Resourcefulness is fueled by a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. Instead of focusing on what you lack, you focus on what you can create. It's the ability to look at a situation and see possibilities others miss. Whether it's leveraging relationships, repurposing existing assets, or simply thinking outside the box, resourcefulness turns constraints into catalysts for success. When you combine perception, emotional intelligence, adaptability, and resourcefulness, you become unstoppable. You see opportunities others overlook, connect with people on a profound level, thrive in the face of uncertainty, and achieve extraordinary results with ordinary means. These keys aren't just concepts, they're practices you can develop every day. The more you hone them, the more they become second nature, enabling you to navigate any situation with confidence and skill. This isn't about luck or natural talent. It's about intentional growth. It's about choosing to see the world differently, to act decisively, and to continually challenge yourself to rise above the status quo. With these keys in hand, you're not just playing the game, you're rewriting it. And in doing so, you set yourself apart as someone who doesn't just succeed, but excels on a level others can only aspire to. In the end, outsmarting everyone else isn't about shortcuts or tricks. It's about a commitment to becoming the best version of yourself. It's about mastering how you see the world and how the world sees you. It's about understanding the power of emotions and using them to connect, inspire, and lead. It's about embracing change, not as something to fear, but as a force to harness. And it's about being resourceful enough to turn any challenge into an opportunity. These keys, perception, emotional intelligence, adaptability, and resourcefulness, are not reserved for the gifted or the lucky. They are tools that anyone can sharpen through intention, practice, and persistence. They are the difference between reacting to life and designing it. So as you move forward, remember this: the game isn't won by those who know the most. It's won by those who see what others don't, who adapt when others stall, and who act decisively when others hesitate. You don't need to be born extraordinary to achieve extraordinary things. You just need to think differently, act boldly, and keep growing relentlessly. The world is waiting for someone like you to step up, to lead, and to set a new standard. The question is, will you take the keys and unlock that potential? Because if you do, you won't just outsmart everyone else. You'll inspire them to follow your lead. The choice is yours. Make it count.